What's up, guys? Your boy King Breezy back at again with another video, and today I'm just be talking about like why sneakers and streetwear are just good investments, and why it's not just wasting a bunch of money. So let's get right to it. Okay, let's talk about the sneaker industry first. So people are always saying, "Oh, why is that person spending so much money? That's just a bunch of waste of money. That's like they're just shoes." But there's two different kinds of people in the sneaker industry. There's the resellers and there's the sneaker collectors. Let's talk about sneaker resellers first. So resellers, they do their research first. They look at Instagram accounts, deciding what the resale market's gonna be. They check all their resale market apps to determine what the resale value is before releasing, and that determines if the shoe's gonna skyrocket, what the hype is to the shoe, the demand for the shoe, the stock for the shoe, the price of the shoe. There's a bunch of things to consider when reselling a shoe. And resellers overall, they determine whether the shoe's worth the investment and if there's going to be a good profit to the shoe if you buy it. Yeah, there's shoes that you could just pay retail and it's like a little bit higher for resale, but like overall, like what I'm talking about is like investments, like making good money. Give you guys an example. So let's talk about these shoes. These are the Shatter Backboard 3.0s, and I bought these shoes with the intentions of reselling it. I did my research before. I knew these weren't gonna flip right away, meaning they weren't gonna resell right away like for a good price. I looked at the two other versions of the shoe and they're like around $750 and up. And that didn't happen like in a couple months. That happened over years or like over time. And knowing people weren't gonna like these shoes, like this shoe, because of the tumbled leather or the crumbled, whatever you want to call this type of leather, how it's like all glossy and all like crunched up, whatever you want to call it. People call it different stuff, elephant nutsack, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Just me personally, I liked it because it was different, but people hated it because of that. So after like thinking and reviewing this shoe and looking at other YouTubers like reviews on these shoes before I bought it, I knew this shoe was gonna take longer than the other versions took for prices to start rising. And with the help of the Michael Jordan documentary, these shoes actually went up in price a lot after the whole documentary. And after prices started rising, I stopped wearing these because I'm gonna keep them in pristine condition and not trying to wear and tear them. And the bottom looks nice. No messing on the stars. See, there's a big no, if you wear shoes a lot, Jordan ones specifically, the stars will start fading away. See, all the stars are here, so that's like, when selling them, I could say they're like, I wore them one time, because there's like little stains on the bottom here, like little dirt stains that I tried to clean, but they weren't coming off. So I could just play it off saying I wore it once and try getting max profit, resale profit. Right now they're going for $350. So they're just going to keep going up. So that's why I'm going to just hold on to these, keep them on ice. Well, not really ice because I already wore them. But you get what I'm saying. I'm just keep them safe and not really wear them unless I go to like somewhere where I'm going to just be chilling to show off my kicks, then I'll take them. But walking and all that, I'm not going to be wearing them because I don't want them to have wear and tear. So Yeah, there's a perfect example of investments. I paid retail was like 160, and then tax and everything, shipping's like 174. So I'm gonna make a good profit. Even if I say it's like a little bit used, still gonna make over, I don't know, but it's still gonna be like a couple $100. Determining the max profit of this, I'm gonna be making, let's just say, 600 $600 or so in the future when this reaches a max profit. So yeah, so let's talk about the sneaker collectors. So all of them try getting all like the hype pairs and shoes that are gonna resell for a lot for retail. If you get it for retail, it's a flex. It's the biggest flex. Trying to getting a very hype shoe for retail instead of paying resale. That's standard. Well, like let's just say they have to pay resale. So like how I mentioned earlier for the shattered backboards, they would see how the other versions increased in price over time. And when these shoes first released, they were going for like 220, 220. They weren't bad, and they would get the shoe when they're going for that much, knowing the future and the growth that shoe has, and they would buy it, keep it in their collection instead of paying and regretting like the resale price now or in the future. And it's just like in a great, that's an investment piece that has a lot of growth and is worthy of a shoe of getting, because there's two different releases that showed you that the shoe had potential, and you would execute and buy the shoe right there and then for like when it was going for 220 instead of regretting it later when they're going for like $700 or so, like how I mentioned earlier, what the potential the shoe has, and saying, oh, I wish I got it when they're going for this much instead of waiting last minute, because that's the number one regret and the worst feeling ever, knowing you could have gotten a shoe for a certain price of resale that you thought was a lot at the time, and then when the shoe goes up, regretting, oh, I should have got it when they're going for that much, instead of saying, oh, that's a lot of money. It's just like the mentality. You just gotta know what you're buying and know the product before doing it overall. So yeah, that's basically it for the sneaker culture. Let's talk about the streetwear now. So streetwear is a big industry, but sneakers is way bigger of an industry. But when it comes to Supreme, that's when the streetwear comes high. Me personally, I really specialize, well, not specialize. Like I really go for sneakers more than clothes. I usually get clothes, like I don't have the best luck overall, so I try getting whatever I can. But when it comes to clothes, I just go for what's the easiest. Yeah, I'll get up super early in the morning to the Supreme box logos and stuff like that, but I'm not a big streetwear person. I'll get it on my own time. But when it comes to stuff like this is when you have to get up early for. So like this investment piece, this is a Supreme Motion logo that came out for the spring summer 2020. See the tag right there, right here. So this design is one of Supreme's more famous logos, and this isn't the first time they released it. They released different versions of it. So this is the second time they released the shirts, and this is a great investment piece because the first one, so if you guys notice, this goes from white and then it fades out to gray. The first ones, they're just all white. So this was white like this, and then instead of gray, it was bright white too. And that's going for, in that size, brand new, going for $330 right now on the market. And I know this shirt has potential. This is only going for like $120 right now, brand new. But over time, this is something you hold on to for years, or not, well, depending, but most likely years. And I still have it in the bag. I'm not taking it out because I'm gonna sell it. But I know that shirt has potential over time. The price is gonna reach that 300 mark, and that's when I'm gonna pull the trigger and sell it. Even though I really want to wear it, but resale's resale. If I know I could make money off of it for a good amount of money, and it was I only got the shirt for $51, of course I'm gonna hold on to it and sell it. But that's one prime example of an investment. That's like, any Supreme logos are the best investments, and that's where all the money's at for Supreme. Like Supreme box logos, motion logos, and this goes on and on. And I don't really buy Supreme. I try getting like the more hyper stuff from Supreme, but like the box logos and all that, but not really a Supreme guy. And like getting up super early in the morning to try getting type of person. Like I'll get it on my own time, like I said earlier. But yeah, that's that. And there's another part of the streetwear or investment, whatever you want to call it, that I look into. It's more of the holding on to items that came out like a long time ago. Like holding on to items, buying items, like let's talk about like the sneaker collectors. Like when you buy something for a certain price and you're holding on to it, especially items that came out a long time ago. So for example, this vintage Bape full zip up hoodie that I got. You could see this jacket came out early 2000s, so it's vintage. So this jacket's fading over, well, of course, after holding it over time. But this jacket, I bought it for like $230. I got it for a great deal. And now I saw last sold on, forgot where I saw it at. It sold for $400. This hoodie. And that's because holding on to, that's what Bape's big on. Like if you want to resell Bape, the older the Bape item is, the higher the price is, and that's where all the money's at. Like the newer Bape, it's like here and there, but the vintage Bape, those are the money items. Like I wear this for personal. I'm not gonna sell it, but because it's just a sick piece. It's like the Kanye era when he used to wear Bape, like the similar stuff. And this is my favorite. This is my favorite Bape item I have, besides this shirt, the Jurassic Park collab. But that hoodie, that's my favorite, because like I'll post a picture up there. It's like a red hoodie with the camo hood and the camo pockets, I think, and it has the pink accents on it that goes pretty hard. So the red and pink accents, and it's like faded now. It looks hard. Some people would rather have it brand new, but it looks harder used because it gives you that more vintage vibe. And yeah, that's basically it. Thank you guys for tuning in, and this is more of like a history and what to do on these kinds of items and different parts of these industries, like the sneaker and streetwear industry, and what like resellers and collectors do and the differences. So yeah, I hope you guys liked it. Hope it educated some of you guys. Hope you guys learned. I'm just trying to share what I know and my opinions. It's not, you might have different opinions, but this is what I feel. And yeah, just trying to get my word out there. So yeah, and there's not gonna be any Supreme review drops anytime soon because the Supreme season ended, and it's not gonna resume till like September or so, or August, something like that. But yeah, I'll keep you guys tuned in. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and catch you on the next one.